Hi, Bill Yannick here with today's episode of the Daily Grind, and we're going to take a little different turn. So our first week, we talked on the Daily Grind about dark stores. Last week, we talked compliance. This week, we're talking successful supplier partnerships, but with a technology angle. And today's special guest is Troy Batchelor with Corrigo. Welcome, Troy, to the Daily Grind.
Hey, thanks for having me. Great to be here.
Awesome. So we're going to talk, no surprise, COVID-19 and operations and stuff. But to kick this off, everyone watching knows your company, but maybe just a quick intro to who you are and what you do in case there are a few out there who don't know you yet.
Absolutely. So Troy Batchelor, Director of Sales for the retail vertical for Corrigo. My background is actually 30 years retail operations, done a little bit of everything in retail. Corrigo is the web-based platform that really helps companies drive the cost out of maintaining multiple facilities. We do that by helping them connect with the right providers, automating their processes, and providing insights and benchmarks reporting without having to be the tech wizard, to personalize the system to their specific needs. So that's really what Corrigo does.
Awesome. And I have a feeling you've been pretty busy over the last few weeks as we've gone into the front end of this massive shutdown across the country, across North America. How is Corrigo working with its clients to confront the COVID-19 pandemic on the front end, and certainly even the issue of retail operations?
Yeah, really two things come top of mind that, we've been focused on. One is incident management. Not just reacting, but planning how that communication and work plan is used when an incident actually recurs, such as the coronavirus remediation that may be needed at a particular site. Setting that up in advance, kind of as a response in a box. Any CMMS partner, a good partner, is going to make sure that lets you do that, set it up as a response in a box, and then let you trigger it at the moment that it's needed. Really. And the second thing that we've done is really kind of that flexibility and speed. Right now, facility teams are mass reassigning work orders, putting things on hold, pushing out major changes to scheduling and scopes of work. And when things are changing that fast, making these changes to one work order at a time is like unbelievable. You want to cut that out totally. So, the right partner keeps you from getting bogged down in that administrative work, but gives you the control to kind of manipulate things as you need it, makes it your specific system. We actually just released an infographic showing kind of how all the FMs are taking charge during the COVID-19. And we also did a webinar discussing some of these. And we'll actually provide those to all the Connects members so that you guys can post it on the website.
Awesome. And for our audience, and certainly if you've been to Connects FM, you're going to see even an additional change to our website at the very front to get our coronavirus, all of our resources and tools and things such as Troy is providing, very helpful. And you're going to be able to get to it easier than ever at connectsfm.com. So taking maybe just a half step back, you've already touched on some of the things. When we talk successful partnerships, more crucial than ever when you're going through a crisis. What are some of the principles maybe that Corrigo brings to the table as you work through what are successful partnerships with your clients?
Well, in any successful partnership, there is communication and the ability to connect with new providers. I think that's one of the things that Corrigo really does extremely well is things had to happen quickly, and you may not have had the specific resources that you were looking for. So a strong partnership and being able to connect with those partners was extremely critical. As we emerge from this, I think it's even going to be more critical. The speed, the flexibility, the preparedness, all that's still going to matter as we come out of this. And I think that's where people are beginning to shift their focus now is how do we make those plans to exit this? What happens when the stores are going to be reopening, right? The stuff we've already prepared for in the past, like hurricanes, wildfires, all that kind of stuff. So, really going truly paperless where people don't have to touch paper anymore. They're using their mobile devices, all of that type stuff, driving and dropping off paperwork at the end of a shift. All that's going to change because now this new technology and all the things we're experiencing today is going to be the new normal. So, the right CMMS platform can help them with that particular issue, both in the process that they're going through today and then going into the future. I think the next piece is really kind of the intelligence after the fact. So looking back at this year pre-COVID-19 crisis and measuring what was life like then and how do we report on it, to inside the issue and how we're reporting on those types of things. So, the incident reporting, how do you track COVID-19 specific related things? And then in the future, what's the new normal going to look like? And I think really the third thing is more of the community. And that's really where, Corrigo shines is you really want to be able to tap into that larger community for the insights of what other FMs are doing and what's working through all of this fast changing stuff. So, when you pick the right partner, it's really about you're joining a data-driven, relationship-driven community. And it's not just installing software. And a lot of times it's picked as we're just installing a software, right? So that's a little bit about what I think.
Great thoughts. And you aren't the first guest that's brought up and you touched on it. I think it's going to be so important. So looking at from Connects or from Corrigo, from our supplier partners, our multi-site retail members to capture the lessons learned on this.
Absolutely.
It was hard to predict, probably nearly impossible to predict something like this happening so fast across the retail landscape. But hopefully, at least the next time, we won't maybe be caught as flat-footed. Then again, you always seem to be fighting the last battle, and then the next one comes up. And so just curious, and I love that you're talking about coming out of this. I hope our federal response and state response starts to look at that too, because we've got to come out of this. The economy has to, our industry has to. I mean, we're selfish at Connects, obviously. We want our association. You mentioned connection, the power of meeting in person. We love this virtual stuff, but we're going to have to begin doing business in person as well. But you personally, maybe, how are you, and Corrigo even, how are your teams dealing with this work from home atmosphere and this whole COVID-19 shutdown across the country? How are you all dealing with that?
Well, being a software company, we sit in front of a screen a lot of times. And so we're able to shift into that work remotely. Obviously, we like being part of a team. We like that interaction, all of that kind of stuff. But a lot of our stuff is done virtually through these types of screen shares, through education, through video, things of that nature. So it really wasn't a huge shift for us, other than we're not able to be as involved or in touch with meeting each one of our clients and prospects in person and being at the shows. Because I think that interaction and that sense of community is really the disconnect here. It will change how things look in the future and how we actually do business in the future. I think more people will adopt this type thing rather than travel expenses. Yep. But it's going to be really interesting. And, our team's still onboarding clients, training customers, that type thing. So nothing's really slowed down for us. In fact, it's probably sped up because we're helping all of our clients adapt the system to their specific needs. They have questions. They may not have created some type of a workflow before, so we're helping them with those types of things.
Awesome thoughts. Hey, Troy, and if you didn't notice, Troy's done this before, and if you follow him on LinkedIn, I'm sure you've seen some of his videos, and I encourage you to do that. And for our audience, again, one last time, at connectsfm.com, we'll have the tools and resources, some of what Troy talked about today, but all of our guests on the daily grind. And that's our episode from today. We're here every day, 1 Central, same link, same time. Appreciate you joining us today. And Troy, be well, and we'll talk soon. Thanks again.
Thanks.
For joining us on the Daily Grind.
Thanks for having me.